just removing this tie rod right here. I'm actually going to replace it, but not quite yet, because when we do put the headers on, the tubing goes around the steering linkage. So I'll leave that out for now, but I am going to replace the shocks and the upper control arms that are really going to help with the handling of the car. All right, let's knock this out. There we go.
A peek there of the new episode of the hit show Garage Squad. That episode premieres Wednesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern and Pacific on Velocity. Not before the show's co-host, Heather Storm, joins me. Not only is she a host, this lady really knows cars. So where did the love of cars come from?
Definitely my father. Yeah, he was always into cars. He had multiple different classic cars, and he would force my brother and I to help him.
Was it a forcing?
It was more of, just you're coming out to the garage to learn things. But,
right.
you know, it wasn't awful like that.
When did it turn into like, no, I like this, I'm good at it, I'm interested in it for you?
I've always really liked cars, driving fast and that kind of thing. So I think really for me it was just getting into this show was when I got to learn so much more than I had ever known before.
And basically you guys invade people's garages and help them refurbish these old hot rods, classic cars, etc. And what I love about it is that you tell the story behind the car, because they're not just wheels.
No, I mean, definitely not. I mean, cars represent a story for everyone, you know, and some of these cars have been sitting 40 years in a garage. I mean, they have a lot of story behind them.
Wow.
Yeah, and so we're like a band of gypsies. We actually go to the people's garages and work in their garage, unload the van, set up all of our stuff, you know.
I love that.
And then the owner works alongside us.
Which is great, because then they're part of the effort as well. You know, I was thinking about the fact that we no longer have to talk about the amazing fact that you're a woman that loves cars.
Phew.
Do you know what I mean? Like, but at the same time, I do know that we women who have cars that we use and rely on every day, sometimes we can be a little lax in our maintenance and care of our vehicles. And I know that's something that you're passionate about, making sure that we are doing the right thing.
Yeah.
What are some of the things? Because it gets overwhelming.
I was about to say that.
It is overwhelming.
It is overwhelming because, I mean, it's this big vehicle with a lot of moving parts, literally. I mean, I think for women, just keeping up with simple things, okay? Making sure your oil is changed regularly is important. You don't want all that grit and gut stuff to get in there. But also just checking the level of the oil. I mean, that's simple. That's simple. You don't even have to take it anywhere. You just have to pull out the dipstick and look at it. Keeping your tires inflated properly. I mean, really simple safety things like that, I think are just, you know, easy to do.
And then you also feel like you're taking care of your baby, because, you know, I name all my cars. Well, I'll just be honest, I do. I have a relationship with them. I thank them for getting me from point A to point B safely.
Absolutely.
Speaking of cars, I don't know if you saw what our team put together when we first launched my show. This is an excuse to rerun our favorite promo of this show, but I kind of got to show it off to you, because you got to see this whip I got to hang out in. Check this out. Isn't it beautiful?
Awesome.
I mean, she's all right, too. But look at that. Strolling down the street in this GTO. And just to clarify, this is not my vehicle. No. This was rented from a set somewhere. But everybody they give me street cred for being able to drive around in a whip like that.
How fun was it?
It was amazing. I was a little scared because I had to back it up about 12 times for one take. And that thing's got a lot of power.
But you got the hang of it, right?
Yeah. Oh, please.
I think people don't realize that if they're in a new car and you're in a classic car, just give us a little space.
Yes, honey.
Because it handles differently.
Very different.
Brakes different, and we need a little more time.
Just everybody slow down and enjoy the view, by the way. This is a great car.
Absolutely.
Heather, thank you so much. We want to point people to the new episode of Garage Squad. It airs Wednesday, 9 p.m. Eastern and Pacific on Velocity. Thanks for being here. So we're watching Hurricane